So we left off. So we're starting from where we left off from last time, continuing to read the Maha Parinibbana Sutra.
Okay. Bodhisattva Kasyapa said to the Buddha, "What might the dharmata of the Tathagata mean? O world honored one, I now desire to know about dharmata. Have pity and expound this to me extensively." Now, dharmata means abandoning one's body. To abandon means not to possess. If not possessed, how can the body exist? If the body exists, how can we say that there is dharmata in the body? If the body possesses dharmata, how can the body exist? How can I know this? The Buddha said to Kasyapa, "O good man, do not speak thus, that extinction is dharmata. Now, dharmata knows no extinction. O good man, this is as with the no-thought heaven, where there is no thought of matter, though matter is perfectly equipped. One might ask, how then can devas live there, please and amuse themselves, and have peace? And how do they think, see, and ask? O good man, the world of the Tathagata is not one. Which Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas can know. Do not so explicate and say that the body of the Tathagata is extinction. O good man, the Tathagata and extinction are matters for the world of Buddhas. It is not within Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas' reach of knowing. O good man, do not entertain such thoughts as where the Tathagata lives, where he works, where he is to be seen, where he enjoys himself. O good man, such too are things which do not come within the compass of your knowing. Everything regarding the Dharma body of all Buddhas and everything regarding the various expedients are beyond the range of knowing. Also, next, O good man, practice the teaching of the Buddha, Dharma, and the life of the Sangha, and abide in the thought of the eternal. These three things do not contradict one another. There is no form of the non-eternal, no change. Any person practicing these three as things which differ fails in the three refuges which are pure. Refuges which are pure. This we should know. This is to say that such a person lacks a place to abide in. No precept is fully learned. Is that it? No precept is fully learned. No fruit can come about of Sravakas or Pratyeka Buddhas. Anyone who abides in the thought of the eternal, in this all-wonderfulness, has a place to take refuge in. O good man, it is like the shadow accompanying a tree. The same is the case with the Tathagata. As there is the eternal, there is a refuge that can be taken. It is not non-eternal. If it is said that the Tathagata is non-eternal, he cannot be a refuge for all the heavens and people of the world. Bodhisattva Kasyapa said to the Buddha, O world honored one, it is, for example, like the case of a tree in the darkness, where there is no shadow. O Kasyapa, do not say that there is a tree and that it has no shadow. It is merely that the fleshly eye cannot see it. The same with the Tathagata. His nature is eternal. It does not change. One cannot see without the eye of wisdom. This is as in the case where no tree shadow appears in the darkness. Common mortals, after the death of the Buddha, may well say that the Tathagata is not eternal. This is the same. If one says that the Tathagata is other than Dharma and Sangha, there cannot be the three refuges. This is as in the case in which, as your parents are different from each other, there is the non-eternal. Bodhisattva Kasyapa said again to the Buddha, O world-honored one, henceforth I, for the first time, shall, with the internalism of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, enlighten parents for ages, down to 7 generations. It is wonderful indeed, O world-honored one. I shall now learn the all-wonderfulness of the Tathagata, Dharma, and Sangha. Having satisfied myself, I shall expound this widely to all others. If they do not have faith in the teaching, I will know that they have long practiced the non-eternal. To such as these, I shall be like frost and hail. And then the Buddha praised Bodhisattva Kasyapa and said, well said, well said. You now indeed protect and uphold wonderful Dharma. Such protection of Dharma is no cheating of people. By the good act of not cheating others, one obtains a long life and becomes well able to read one's past lives.
This will be the next chapter. Thank you for reading.
Then the world-honored one said to Kasyapa, O good man, the body of the Tathagata is one that is eternal, one that is indestructible, and one that is adamantine, one that is not sustained by various kinds of food. It is the Dharma body. Kasyapa said to the Buddha, O world-honored one, we do not see such a body as you speak of. What we see is one which is non-eternal, destructible, of dust, one sustained by various kinds of food. How? In that you, the Tathagata, are now about to enter nirvana. The Buddha said to Kasyapa, do not say that the body of the Tathagata is not strong, can easily be broken, and is the same as that of common mortals. O good man, know that the body of the Tathagata is as indestructible as that which stands for countless billions of kalpas. It is neither the body of man or heaven, not one that fears, not one sustained by various kinds of food. The body of the Tathagata is one that is not a body and yet is a body. It is one not born and one that does not die. It is one that does not learn or practice. It is one innumerable and boundless, and one that does not leave any tracks behind. Any tracks behind. And knows not and has no form to represent it. It is one ultimately pure. It does not shake, it does not receive, nor does it do. It does not abide, does not make. It is tasteless and unmixed. It is, and yet is not something created. It is neither action nor fruition. It is not one made it is not one made, not one that dies. It is no mind. It is one not countable. It is the all wonderful, the one eternal, and the one not presumable. It is not conscious and is apart from mind. And yet it does not depart from mind. It is a mind that is all equal. It is not and is, yet it is what is. There is no going and no coming, and yet it goes and comes. It does not break up. It is one indestructible. It does not snap and does not cease. It does not come out, nor does it die out. It is no master, and yet a master. It is not one that exists, nor does it not exist. It awakes not, nor does it see. It is no letter, and is not no letter. It is no dhyana, and is not no dhyana. It cannot be seen, and can be well seen. It is no place, and yet is a place. It is no abode, and yet is an abode. It is not dark and not bright. There is no quietness, and yet there is quietness. It is non-possession, non-receiving, and non-giving. It is pure and untainted. It is no quarreling and is never fighting. It is what is living and is not what is living. It is no taking and no falling. It is no thing and is not no thing. It is no field of wheel and is not no field of wheel. It is non-ending and does not end. It is separating and is a total ending. It is void and is apart from void, though not eternal. It is not the case that it dies out moment after moment. There is no defilement and muddling. There is no letter, and it is apart from letters. It is no voice and no talking. It is no practicing and learning. It is no praising and no winning. It is not one and is not different. It has no form or characteristics. All is grand adornment. It is not brave and is not afraid. It is no quietness and is not quiet. It is heatless and is not hot. It cannot be seen. There is no form to represent it. The Tathagata scours all the Tathagata sucres all beings.
Yeah.
What?
What does that word mean?
Let's look it up.
To assistance and support in times of hardship. No, that's not the right spelling. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Assistance in time of difficulty. The
Okay.
Tathagata succors all beings. So assists in times of difficulty.
Okay. While not emancipating, he yet indeed emancipates beings. There being no emancipation, there is the awakening. There being no enlightening, he truly delivers sermons. There being not two, he is immeasurable and is comparably equal. Being as flat as space, there is no form to represent. Being equal to the nature of beings, he is not is, nor is he the is. He always practices the one vehicle. He sees the three of beings and does not retrogress, does not change, and cuts off all the roots of illusion. He does not fight or touch. He is non-nature and yet abides in nature. He does not merge and does not disperse. He is not long and not short. He is not round and not square. He is no skanda, sphere, or realm, and yet he is the skanda, sphere, and realm. He is non-increasing and is not a lessening. He is no victor and yet is one not vanquished. The body of the Tathagata is perfect in such innumerable virtues. There is none that he knows, none not known. There is none that is seen and none that is not seen. It is not that there is any creating and not that there is no creating. It is non-world and is not non-world. He does not do and is not non-doing. He is none to depend upon and is not none to depend upon. He is not the four great elements, nor is he not the four great elements. He is no cause and is not no cause. He is no being and is not no being. He is no Brahmana, no Brahman. He is the lion, the great lion. He is nobody and not nobody. We cannot express. Other than the oneness of Dharma, no counting is possible. At the time of the parinirvana, he does not enter parinirvana. The Dharma body of the Tathagata is perfect in all such innumerable, wonderful virtues. O Kasyapa, only the Tathagata knows all such phases of existence. All is beyond what Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas can know. O Kasyapa, the body of the Tathagata is composed of all such virtues. It is not a body maintained or nourished by various foodstuffs. O Kasyapa, the virtue of the true body of the Tathagata is such. How could it suffer from illness, the pain of illness, or illnesses, the pain of illness and insecurity? How could it be as brittle as an unfired piece of earthwork? O Kasyapa, the reason why the Tathagata manifests illness and pain all comes from his desire to subdue beings. O good man, know now that the Tathagata's body is one that is adamantine. From now on, think exclusively of this signification. Never think of the body sustained by food. Also tell all beings that the body of the Tathagata is the Dharma body.
So, do you have any thoughts on that? What do you think? You think everything he says was dualistic, was external, was once it becomes something, now it not the Tathagata because it's not, and it's also not.
It is and it is not.
Mhm. So all of that was essentially pointing to everything it can't be. And, in our practice of Supreme Bodhi, we can see that the experience of Supreme Bodhi fits all of those is and is not statements. And we know how to see the Tathagata store, which is all of these objects made of the four elements, which is everything that we can have sensory contact with, without any of the five skandhas arising: form, feeling, perception, mental fabrication, consciousness. So if we can see the Tathagata store or perceive, well, not even perceive, if we can experience the Tathagata store by wiping out the five skandhas, by being in Supreme Bodhi, I would venture to say that experiencing the Tathagata and experiencing the Tathagata's body, the Dharma body that he's talking about, the Dharma Mata, is experiencing Supreme Bodhi. What do you guys think of that?
Hmm.
But
Yeah, please.
so while you're in Supreme Bodhi and you're observing the things around you, the fact that you have a potential to see them or potential to comprehend them means they exist of their own. They exist at the store without perception of them. So you can stay in Supreme Bodhi and I don't have to perceive it. So when I'm in Supreme Bodhi, I don't have to have perception of anything. And it is still here. So if I sit on a bench or I sit on my cushion in meditation and I am in Supreme Bodhi, it is not to say that my cushion ceases to exist, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Thus I fall, endlessly into the center of the earth. Cushion, my cushion my cushion still exists. So the effort of Buddhism is to reconcile that everything that is a matter of thought, not a matter of thought based on your perception of it, but that it exists separately from your own perception of it. And in that way is its own thing. But to clearly notice that when we have perception based on that perception, it changes based on our perception of it. It doesn't change the original thing. So if the cushion that I'm sitting on the cushion that I am sitting on exists but does not exist, right? So on the one hand it exists because I'm sitting on it. On the other hand, it does not exist because I'm not thinking about it. Not because I'm not thinking about it because I am ignoring it, but because I simply wiped that thinking out of existence. So it points directly back to the practice, and this is one of those questions where if you have a student who's practicing, you ask them, well, what do you think about this? How can something exist but not exist? And unless they understand, they're not going to be able to answer the question.
Right.
Now, I know that we all understand what this means, but for those who view this either on YouTube as a video later on and do have questions, how can this be? Well, it can be because the focus of Buddhism and the Supreme Bodhi practice is to recognize that it's the thoughts within our own mind that we're working on, not the objects externally at all.
Yeah.
So the cushion I'm sitting on can exist separately, entirely separately from my own thinking about it. The liberation does not exist in the removal of the cushion or changing the cushion. Maybe it's too hard or maybe it's too soft. In order for me to have well-being, I must change it. It does not exist there. The well-being does not exist there in the change. It exists in my eradicating a perception of it in quiet mind. So all these people that run around that need to have environments that are quiet or environments that are balanced or not messy or have the feng shui, accoutrement or whatever, or distantly removed from the activities of work environments. That's all external. That is a lie.
Yeah.
That's a deception. That's a complete deception, because if you're looking to change your externals, you don't know where true peace exists. Because true peace exists in the Supreme Bodhi, which is in the mind. It's not externals. So if you're seeking to change externals, then you're looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, and it's proven out in the fact that that objects are not they don't have their own self nature that creates the perception, and we can prove that because everybody's perception of all of the objects is different. So it can't be our perception of the objects. It has to be that constant unchanging, which the Buddha says that, Supreme Bodhi, true mind, all of these things that he lists off, enlightenment in the Strangama Sutra, are the only thing that is truly unchanging.
So when you said it can't come from your own perception, what do you mean by that?
Well, working off of what you were saying, it can't come from needing the sensory fulfillment of a quiet place, a comfortable cushion. It can't come from that, because that maybe for another person, you can see that maybe the same cushion isn't the same.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the thought. Then it has to do with the cushion, or it has to do with the environment. So as soon as you're looking beyond your own thoughts about it, then you're losing the objective.
No. I'm saying,
Yeah.
I don't. I
No,
think
I know you're agreeing with me. I
Yeah.
get that you're agreeing with me. I totally get it. I'm not refuting that one iota. I'm just cutting to the chase here. That if the reason why it cannot be that your well-being resides in a comfortable cushion is simply because that's not the objective of practice. The objective of practice is to recognize that it's your thoughts, not the cushion. And entirely possible, it might be very particularly difficult cushion to sit on. I'm not denying that. But in the same regard, the thoughts or the practice is not changing the cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you and you asked the question, I'm answering your question. I am not refuting you, Jasmine. I know that you already know all of this inside out and backwards. It is for people who get confused about these sutras, whereby which it says one thing and then appears to say the exact opposite. It is not.
Oh, you're cutting out. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Your audio's cutting in and out. And we can't hear you at all now. Let me see. Can't hear you at all. Let me try.
Oh,
Still
hello?
can't hear you. Oh, there
Oh,
you go. Now I can
yeah, receptivity here is pretty bad right now. Can you hear me?
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped.
Okay.
I noticed you guys cut out right after after you did, so I stopped talking. I knew that you did.
Good. Okay.
So no, nothing was lost. And it's the same thing I was saying before. Yeah. So I'm just going to repeat myself if I continue, which may or may not be of any use.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, I think another word a key word we haven't used yet that might be beneficial to um, students of all experience levels, but especially newcomers. Um, Once you start making things conditional, um, you've lost the goal. Once you've made your well-being conditional on your environment or whatever the subject may be, um, you're no longer practicing in Supreme Bodhi.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
But cool. Next. Thank you for all the inputs, though. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it is. It is for sure. There is a lot of confusion, and you can see that even though we say these things over and over and over and over again, that there's still confusion. And I, it's an opportunity for me to practice not giving up on people for their lack of understanding of this. All I can do is, kind of be encouraging and just keep persisting for those out there who are searching. Persist, try to work on experiencing Supreme Bodhi, not just, hearing
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Experience it for yourself. And if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or, our leader today.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, what's your Buddhist name?
Emyo.
Emio, yeah. Reach out to myself or Emio,
Mhm.
for sure, for individual tutelage in the topic. Anyway, that's my input. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Where are we?
At the top. I just scrolled down so we ended Dharma Body. Kasyapa.
Q. Bodhisattva Kasyapa said to the Buddha, O world honored one, the Tathagata is perfect in all such virtues. How could it be that such a body could suffer from illness and pain, impermanence and destruction? Henceforth I shall regard the Tathagata's body as of the eternal Dharma body and the body of peace. Also I shall speak of it to all others as such. Yes, indeed, the Tathagata's Dharma body is adamantine and indestructible, and yet I do not know how it could come to be thus. The Buddha said to Kasyapa, by correctly upholding wonderful Dharma, one obtains this adamantine body. O Kasyapa, as I have in the past well guarded Dharma, I am now blessed with perfecting this adamantine body, which is eternal and indestructible. O good man, one who upholds wonderful Dharma does not receive the 5 precepts and practice deportment, but protects with the sword, bow, arrow, and halberd those bhikkhus who uphold the precepts and who are pure. Bodhisattva Kasyapa said to the Buddha, O world-honored one, if a bhiksu is unprotected, living alone in the open, in a graveyard, or...
Can we stop? Sorry, can we pause for a second? So I just wanted to point out, by correctly upholding wonderful Dharma, one obtains this adamantine body. So that confirms my understanding that that practicing the Supreme Bodhi practice allows you to obtain the adamantine body, which is in reference to the Tathagata's body. So you can obtain the Tathagata's body by abiding in Supreme Bodhi and correctly upholding the wonderful Dharma, which is abiding in Supreme Bodhi practice. I can't see everybody.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you halfway through a sentence.
In a graveyard.
Yes. So this is Kasyapa now, said to the Buddha.
Bodhisattva Kasyapa said to the Buddha, O world-honored one, if a bhiksu is unprotected, living alone in the open, in a graveyard or under a tree, I say that such a one is a true bhiksu. Any bhiksu whose eyes turn to protection is, we may know, a bogus priest. The Buddha said to Kasyapa, do not say bogus. There may be a bhiksu who goes where he will, satisfies his personal needs, recites sutras, sits, and meditates. Should anyone come and ask about the way, he will bestow sermons. He will speak about giving, observing the precepts, virtuous acts, and say that one should desire little and be satisfied. But he is not able to raise the lion's roar of the doctrine and not surrounded by lions, and is not able to subdue those who do evil. Such a bhiksu cannot realize his own profit, nor is he able to assist others. Know that this person is indolent and lazy. Although he may well uphold the precepts and stick to pure actions, such a person, you should know, can do nothing. Or there may be a bhiksu whose utensils may be full, and he upholds this prohibitive precepts, and always utters the lion's roar, and delivers wonderful sermons on such as the sutras, the sutras, Gaya, Vyakarana, Gatha, Udana, Edivertaka, Jatakas, Vaipurya, and Abhutandharma. He thus expounds these 9 types of Buddha sutras. He bestows benefit and peace upon others. Thus he says, prohibitions are given in the Nirvana Sutra to bhiksus, which say that they should not eat menials, cows, sheep, or anything contrary to the prohibitions. Should bhiksus keep such defiled things, they must be taught not to. The Tathagata has stated in the sutras of various schools that any bhiksu who keeps such things must be corrected, just as kings correct bad acts and must be driven back in. Just as kings correct bad acts and must be driven back into secular life. When a bhiksu raises such a lion's roar, anyone who breaks the precepts on hearing this will get all angry and harm this priest. If the person dies as a result of this, he is to be called one who upholds the precepts and who benefits both his own self and others. For this reason, kings, ministers, prime ministers, and upasakas protect those who deliver sermons. Any person who protects wonderful dharma should learn things thus. O Kasyapa, any person who thus breaks the precepts and who does not protect wonderful dharma is to be called a bogus priest. One who is strict in observance of the rules does not gain such a name. O good man, in the past innumerable, boundless asamkhyas of kalpas past, there appeared in this town of Kusinagara a Buddha, who was the alms-deserving, the all-enlightened one, the all-accomplished one, the well-gone, the all-knower, the unsurpassed one, the best trainer, the teacher of heaven and earth, the Buddha world-honored one, and whose name was Tathagata of joy and benefit augmentation. At that time, the world was wide and gloriously pure, rich and peaceful. The people were at the height of prosperity, and no hunger was felt. He looked like the bodhisattvas of the land of peace and happiness. That Buddha, world-honored one, stayed in the world for an innumerable length of time. Having taught the people, he entered peri-nirvana between the twin sal trees. The Buddha, having entered nirvana, the teaching remained in the world for countless billions of years. And in the last part of the remaining 40 years, the Buddhist teaching had still not died. At that time, there was a bhiksu called Enlightened Virtuous, who upheld the precepts well and was surrounded by many of his relatives. He raised the lion's roar and preached all the 9 types of sutras. He taught, saying, do not keep menials, men or women, cows, sheep, or whatever might go against the precepts. At that time, there were many bhiksus who were acting contrary to the precepts. On hearing this, they entertained ill will and came upon this bhiksu, brandishing swords and staffs. At that time, there was a king called Virtuous. He heard of this. To protect Dharma, he came to where the bhiksu was delivering his sermons and fought against the evildoers, so that the bhiksu did not suffer. The king, however, received wounds all over his body. Then the bhiksu, Enlightened Virtuous, praised the king, saying, well done, O king. You are a person who protects wonderful Dharma. In days to come, you will become the unsurpassed utensil of Dharma. The king listened to his sermon and rejoiced. Then he died and was born in the land of Buddha. Buddha Akshobhya, and became his foremost disciple. The subjects of this king, his relatives, and soldiers were all glad and did not retrogress in their bodhicitta. When the day came to depart the world, they were born in the land of Buddha Akshobhya. At the time when wonderful Dharma is about to die out, one should act and protect Dharma like this. O Kasyapa, the king at that time was I. The bhiksu who delivered the sermon was Buddha Kasyapa. O Kasyapa, one who guards wonderful Dharma is recompensed with such incalculable fruition. That is why I today adorn my body in various ways and have perfectly achieved the indestructible Dharma body.
All right,
Okay.
4:30. I think this is a good time to transition to our Sangha sharing. So I'm going to make a note here. And as I'm saving this document, just think about what you want to practice or share as a practice of your Dana Paramita today.